guys. How you going? Thanks for popping in. Those that have been sort of sticking around waiting. How good timing is this? Um, Racing's down. So let's get some questions up, I reckon. Um, Worst timing ever. Pony Plug always seems to have the same issue that as soon as we go streaming, the race something happens to the races. So anyway, we'll have some fun anyway. Um, I'll be able to stream for about an hour and a half. So then I'm gonna go pick up my pups. 1 a.m. Cheers for sticking on, man. I'm um I'm struggling to stay up late these days. It's just they're hectic days. I know there's some races that that have just been like I've just filled I've just spent like point 0.2 ETH or something like that filling races to watch with you guys, and there's none to watch. So hopefully it gets up soon. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Lucky Jack, my man. What are you doing, boy? Get to bed, get some sleep. I don't know what to do here. There's no races. Lucky Jack will know the pain every time we do this. It's just, oh, yeah. Growing pains. It's all good. I get confused watching myself and which way to pull my hair. Um, let's throw some questions up. I'm sure there's some people out there watching. Yeah, I know, man. Like I swear to God, it just went down 10 minutes ago. Um, Terrible timing. Throw some questions up. Let's get some answers for you guys while we sit here and hopefully the streams, the races will come up. This is what we're getting at the moment. No events, no results. I dead set spent like over zero point 0.2 ETH filling races to race with you guys. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, do you reckon? Do you reckon they look at our tweets, dude, and be like, let's just like let's screw with these guys a bit. Every time they want to stream, we'll just put them down. I'm sure that sure that makes a lot of sense. um, yeah, so the stream's going to change a bit. Let's get some questions. Let's get some answers, and then, um, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they're up soon. We'll just chill. Go from there. Where's Jay at? I sent him a message that said, I'm sure you've been pinged 100 times, but races are down. Thomas, um, for those who don't know, look, in terms of how you get these horses, you get them a few ways. There's drops that happen in the marketplace on the Z website. We don't know when the next drop is going to be. They sort of happen sporadically. I reckon they'll probably do one in the next week or so. Um, Yeah, because they've just had that full migration now, I think, to Z, and they wanted to Matic, sorry. And I think they wanted to sort of just hold off on doing another drop until they did that because of all the issues from the last one and people losing transaction fees and everything else. So um, that'll happen on pretty soon, the next drop. Otherwise, there you can jump onto Matic OpenSea and pick up a horse there. Otherwise, I'm selling some super cheap horses for people who have less than 5 horses in their stable to get started. So jump on my website and fill out that form, and I'll get to you eventually. There's about 100 people in line at the moment, so it will happen over the next couple of weeks at some stage. I'll probably have to wait till I breed some new horses. So that's how you get horses at the moment. Otherwise, in my Discord, there's heaps of horses for sale in the horses for sale channel. Yeah, I don't know. I think they probably will still go off because they'll be sort of just on the race algorithm, as opposed to what I believe all of what we see on the sort of front end is a simulation of that. So they probably will just go off, and we'll just see the results, unfortunately. So um, I guess we'll soon find out. Let's get some more questions going. How many of the 38,000 Genesises are released? Last I checked, or from memory, I think it was about 12,000. If someone else wants to sort of pipe in on that, I think we've got about 26, 25,000 left, give or take. So, but that's really heavily weighted um, towards the top end in terms of like Z10s. There's only like 150. I went through into one of my last streams. I could probably pull it up. Remy has all of those details on his Twitter page, of how many of the Z numbers have been sold at the Genesis horses. So I think there's like 250 Z1s and through to Z4s or something like that. So thanks for stopping by, Dream Team Breeders. How are you, champion? Not much breeding going on your end, is there? It's killing it. Z10 Naka was one of the 5 winners today. Yeah, too easy, man. That was it was good to get those horses out. What's been awesome about these competitions is they just tend to be going to people who don't have a horse or only have a couple at the moment. So that's been really good to see because my mantra at the moment is trying to get race horses into everyone's stables as much as possible. I'm well backlogged. This is why we're doing this Q&A. If you've sent me a message, I'm just going to take the time to apologize now. I probably haven't replied to you in like 3 days. So I will get there. I'm trying to figure out some sort of admin assistant at the moment, starting with my wife at nights, to sort of get through all of that so we can get some content created for you guys, because I'm well behind in that as well. So what are people referring to horses with the same parents as twins? Why? That's because of a document that Z Gazette put out, and that's what the label that he put on them. I don't call them twins. It's something that I always do and always have done. I guess they're called twins because they're bred from mum and dad are the same at the same time, so it makes sense to call them twins. And it's just sort of what's been picked up in the community. Yeah. Let's have a look and see if we can refresh this. Oh, thanks, Zed team. You guys are legends. Look at that. Lucky Jack must have given them the old poke. Get some races going. These are probably going to be all run simultaneously. Yeah. So that answers the question. So all of the races are being run right now simultaneously, that we've missed. So, or they're just completely frozen. I don't know. Thanks, man. Cheers. Wedding was awesome. It's been hectic since we got back, though. I even got pulled aside yesterday and got the old, you need to start spending some time. So, yeah, just trying to balance work and life. Oh, Ducky, you're killing me. Is the difficult part now. So it'll be fun. I'm just going to pull some questions at random from you guys. If I miss it, pop it back in. Um, if it's a dying question. Night champion, night lucky Jack, you're the man. I'll speak to you tomorrow, man. I saw something about what's the difference between an exclusive and a legendary horse. So let's pull up. Yeah, this isn't it. I know that they've updated this post, but I'm not sure if it actually has it in it. Is this the right one? Yeah, cool. So answer that question real quick if you can see that. Um, if you head to this post, I think there's heaps of these sort of images out there. But as you start to work down the sort of breed type, you start at Genesis horses. They can't be bred ever again. They're minted on the Z Run network. They're sold in the marketplace or drops originally, and then you can sell and buy them on the P2P network as well. Then you start to, if you breed two Genesis horses together, you end up with a legendary horse, And then a combination of breeding a legendary with either another legendary or a genesis gives you an exclusive, and so on and so forth. So if you follow this matrix, that'll tell you the difference. Is essentially what it's designed to be is a rarity matrix. As we start to look 5 years into the future with Zed, we're going to start to see a lot more crosses and paces in the network than all of these elites and exclusives and legendaries. It's obviously not that way now because we're at the start, but it'll definitely become that as we go into the future, and more people come into the game, which is cool. How can I check the mint number of your horse? That's just the URL. Um, so if you just go to one of your horses, and we'll get into some Grand Ducky, just recently bred from Grandeur, and Ducky Malin. I've got him in a couple of races. So this number here, that's your mint number for those who want to know. So this mint number is 1,900, no, 19,571. So I'm gonna put some music on in the background. Jay just messaged me. Uh, um, put some music on in the background because I'm a music kind of person. If it's too loud, if it's annoying you guys, give me some feedback and I'll turn it off. I hate silence. I can't stand it. All right, let's get some races going. Anyone got any races coming up? These are all starting to finish off. Yeah, cool. So I got some loaded for you guys, which is good timing. 10 minutes to an hour. Again, I'm only going to stream for about an hour and a half, so I can go pick up my pups from the groomers. Um, welcome, dude. Pony Pony Soprano. Cool name. So for those who don't know as well, we are simultaneously broadcasting to YouTube and Twitch. So I'm going to try and keep up as much as possible. Hopefully it doesn't get too overwhelming with questions and chatting. But anything that I am answering or referring to, I'll bring up to on the screen as well, so you know what we're talking about. So there's a 2,400-meter race coming up. Hopefully it hasn't run. I can't see it. Let's refresh this because these are all finishing off. There we go. We're getting back. There it is. 13 minutes. Grand Ducky going up against Pony Soprano. Oof, 4 wins. Congrats, man. That looks like a good horse. And elites as well. There's a theory going out there that elites are going to be the sort of racers on the platform. So be good to see what's happening there. Drop any race links in the chat if you've got something coming up, so we don't just have to focus on mine. I'd love to get your races up here as well. I'm not going to call them. I'm a terrible race caller, but we'll have a laugh and we'll watch them as we go. Let's get this question answered. Would you consider a horse with over 50 races with 10 to 13% a good horse to keep and breed? Odds 9 plus. So my first question back to you for that one is actually, are these wins from paid races or are they wins from free races? And that does hold some weight in its value in terms of if you're going to sell the horse. We're still doing some research as to whether that holds any weight in the breeding barn. But I definitely consider that a good horse. I think that anything from 10 to 15% is a good horse if you've got over 50 races. 15 to 20%, you're looking at a great horse now. 20% over, and let's say that 25% is the ceiling. If we're going to look at 500 races into the future, like the Duckies and all of them, they're your elites. So that's what you're sort of benchmarking that against, in my opinion. So 10 to 13%, definitely a good horse. I'd be keeping it. I'd be breeding with it. and trying to see if I can get some good offspring out of that. Who's got $5 odds? Paid races, awesome, man. That's a really good horse. Really good horse. Was that my horse that Schiller bought last night? I haven't sold any races. Nah. I'm I'm so Steph Curry. Nah. Oh, Steph Curry's got $5 odds. I get you. Drop the link in there. We'll watch it for sure, man. I haven't been selling any sort of race horses except for these ones that I'm really sort of focusing on getting their first racehorse or their. Oh, my mic. I don't know if you guys could even hear me. Let's turn that up. Sorry, guys. Um, their first couple of racehorses. I've been focusing on those cheap bred horses heavily at the moment. Um, Trying to get some, horses in people's stables that haven't got any yet. Do you want me to turn it back down? Did I screw that up? Sorry, guys. I'll put it. I'll put it there. Hopefully, that's not too loud. Sounds better with your adjustment. Okay, we'll leave it there and turn it down if you need to on your end. The mixer was turned all the way down. I don't know if you can hear the music in the background or not. If it's annoying, tell me. We'll turn it off. Has anyone got any races coming up? My next race is in 5 minutes, so we've got some time. There's no music at all. Sounds about right. Do you want music? I can try and figure it out. I know of him. I definitely don't know Daniel Ricciardo. He's an Aussie, man. Like, of course we do. He's famous here. Yeah. We love that guy. Whatever he does, we're following him. Philippines Gold Cup. Just drop the links in the chat, and we'll try and get them up. Blazing Up Racing, yeah. Let's get it. Let's give it. We're gonna watch this one over this one, I think. Notorious Big. We've got Lobster Tank in there. Seeing some old stable names, which is good to see. Iron Horse, that looks very close to Lucky Jacks. Oof. Wonder what he thinks of that. All right, let's have a look at these odds for Grand Ducky, the big dip. $12 odds over 2,000. So that is not the right distance. I haven't been watching much racing, unfortunately. I've got to remember to keep this up. So congratulations on the 16% win rate. That's as I said, getting into that great range of a great racehorse. If you can hold that over 50 to 100 races, you're onto something there, and you're doing something right. So congratulations. But all of these new racehorses coming through, I need to spend more time in racing. That's what I'm trying to figure out what to do here. I see Mirror Junior. That was bred from a horse I used to own called Smoke and Mirrors. Good to see he's getting some good odds in there. Back to Zed. And then we've got 3 minutes. All right, let's answer this one quickly for you guys. So Z11 Elite Finny, 27 races, mainly in paid. Only placed twice, no wins. My first question is, what are the odds looking like? You might need to start honing in on some specific distances for that horse. I'd also just start to figure out. There are horses out there that just won't compete on paid races. So I definitely have some horses in my stable that only race in free races because they can't, you know, line up with the paid ones. So it might be that your horse just is a free race runner and you can pick up some Ethereum that way. Um, I see that Appearance has a good win rate and good podium rate. So we're doing some data searching into this and seeing if there's horses out there that are sort of carriers of genes. The fact that it's an elite racer, if you race that horse again, breed that horse again, it's going to become a cross. So we're starting to go down that rare line, but yeah, try some free races and look at the odds and see where your best race distance are at the moment. So I think that's my best advice. I get this question a lot. If you're pulling odds of 7 to 11, how many races would you race? As many as possible. I mean, I think I may have actually started some bad things and some bad in the community in terms of like talking about, you know, retiring a racehorse and all of these things. And if you're pulling sevens and 11s, sevens to 11s in paid races, I'll be racing that thing as much as I possibly can. Especially whilst you're in the competition that you are, because competition is going to get stronger as we put more horses onto the network and all these other things. So I'll be just smashing that thing. I wouldn't even be really considering breeding at the moment. I'll be getting as many races as I can. 50 to 100 races is a really good idea of, you know, how many races you put out there. Yeah. This sort of ties into the same thing. You know, you definitely need. Yeah, we'll touch back on this after a bit because we're going to watch a race. But you need to get enough of a data sample to actually determine. But you also don't want to just be racing it for the sake of racing it if it's not a good horse. So you need to be honest with the horse and where it's at, and yeah, if it's not up to standard, you might need to put it on ice. You might need to retire it. You might need to do other things. But if you're pulling anything between 12 to 15 and lower, you just need to do some refining, I think. So, you know, for example, this Grand Ducky is $12.50 in a paid race, and this is its second. This is its first race outside the Griffey. So, it just needs some work. It needs to find its distance. She was getting some in 20s and also some in 40s. I'd be putting that horse on ice. If you've tried it at multiple race distances, it's doesn't look like it's a racer under the current format. Try breeding and go from there. All right. So we're looking at Grand Ducky. Hopefully to pick up a win at 12s. I've got something coming for you guys very soon. Hopefully in the next week in some stuff. So if you haven't subscribed to my website, subscribe because I'm going to launch it there 24 hours ahead of social media. And I'm going to get some cool tools for you guys, some doofy analytics to learn about your horses and all that sort of stuff. So Grand Ducky's parents are Grandjaw and Ducky Malin. Yeah. So me and Poseidon bred this horse just before the breeding barn went down. So that's that question there. I'm hoping this has some great bloodline in it. Well, I mean, look, it's obviously got great bloodline. I'm hoping to take it down some, you know, into some future generations with some good breeding. But I love to breed some crazy horses. I don't know how to bring music into this. I don't know. You can just deal with silence, I guess. I'm going to answer this question for you in 2 seconds, guys. We're going to watch Grand Ducky come near last in this race. Sugarlight takes it out with quite a distance on the field. Well done. If you're in the chat, let us know. Sugarlight, great win. Great win right there. So to answer that question, you know, if you're talking about the same race distance is what you mean, and you're pulling 6s then 17s, that does happen. And I refer to that quite a lot because Trailblazer Racing, there you go. What happens is you have these horses that go through the grades, right? And you may have a horse that's a class 1 runner and starting in class 3. And so what they're doing is working through the grades. That means that it's going to blow out the odds on the horses that are in the class 3 at that time. So that's what I talk about when I say put it on ice, because as those horses work through and they pick up their wins and move up classes, it's going to open up those grades for other horses once they've sort of gone through the race, through the grading system. Hope that answers your question, mate. We definitely need to watch this 2,400 meter race coming up. Oh, is that it there? How did I miss that? Let's watch the end of that. So Pony Soprano, I know that you're in the chat. Grand Ducky's going again. We've got 800 meters left to run. Let's see what these odds are quickly. Grand Ducky 11s. So it might be really a low distance 11s. This could be a close race. I reckon Grand Ducky might be a short distance runner by the looks of this. So that's 1,200 meters done. So I wouldn't mind trying that horse over 1,000 or 1,200 meters. No worries at all, guys. I love doing content. I hope you guys enjoy it. Oh, Steph Curry. That's the one that had 550s. I know you're in the chat as well. Broken away. It's looking good. What's the breeding on Steph Curry, if you're still in here? I'd love to know. It is absolutely smashing them. Everything else is off the screen, and they don't seem to be wanting to even come close. Wow. Congratulations. That is an epic win. Grand Ducky last. Didn't even want to finish the race. Wow. What an awesome one. Awesome horse. Hey, how did the classes work? Oh, so you get awarded like handicap points, or rating points for every race you run. If you come first, you get 4 points. If you come last, you get -4 points. And then there's class brackets depending on how many points you have. That's what class you're in. So you can move up and down quite quickly if you lose a couple or win a couple in a row. There is a post on this on the community website. If you go to the news, view all, there's a post called Classes 2.0. Oh no, sorry, Z Run class update. Oh, it is Classes 2.0. Back from November. If you have a read of that, it'll tell you, what your base rating is and how the classes work, and then how many points you get for each distance. So have a read of that one. Gonna get some class 1 running happening. Vast Sensibility. This is my best Z1 that's running around at the moment. She's a mare. In the Alibaba World Cup. Hoping for some good odds. Oof, 12s. But, Baroque's pulled 8s there, so that's still decent odds. She's still in the top 5, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9th. It's not good. I think that horse is a 1600 meter runner. There you go, Steph Curry. For those on YouTube, Steph Curry was bred from I've Spoken and Closer to the Truth. So go check out that horse if you're looking for some ideas on breeding, because there might be something there. There you go. There's the owner. What a great name to have on a great horse like that. I mean, that if you can get that combination of awesome naming and a great runner as well, then that horse is going to be worth a lot of money. Vast Sensibility. Yeah, look, I think at the moment with the amount of competition that's out there, I definitely just hold off. I might play sort of 200 meters outside the preferred just to sort of test things still if it's just if it doesn't keep coming up. But I really just don't race horses outside of their preferred distances. And what you'll find is you'll probably have one gun preferred distance, and then you might have one or two other okay distances that, they pick up wins here and there. So I'd probably run them in them as well. But I really don't go outside of sort of two distances for most horses. Ducky Mellon has 3, to give you an idea, and she runs 1200, 14, and 16. So, but I also need to do some more data into that and figure out. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Class 2 and Class 3. I wanted to get Blood Ducks running for you guys, but there weren't any races at all in Class 3, so that was a shame. Pickle Power. This is an old horse from way back. I know this horse very well. It's amazing how you remember horses like on this game and which ones win and which ones don't, and you start to like see the new champions coming through. You guys probably know more about who the new champions are than I do at the moment. Blood Ducks. You better be an Aussie. Who are you going for? Go on. We're second. We are second on the ladder. We are doing very well this year. For those who don't know, Blood Ducks are the Sydney Swans. Oh, the Bombers. Get that up, yeah. I went to the game on Thursday. It was epic. I'm not going to lie. There was a little bit of a like teary moment when Buddy kicked that goal in the last. Oh, was that you? Was it? Yeah, right. Okay, that makes sense. When Buddy kicked that goal in the last quarter with a few minutes to go, and the atmosphere at the stadium was electric, and there was like a bit of a tear, that came. It was just unreal, what's been going on around the world with COVID and sports being shut down and everything like that. So that was so awesome to see. I want to see which one of these next races are actually. Let's just go to the Pacific Classic. Do I even have a horse in this? Jamie Carr. Yeah, let's watch Jamie Carr. So for those into your real life horse racing here in Australia, this is obviously named after the Queen of Flemington, Jamie Carr, who just picked up a win in the Doncaster Mile in Sydney on Saturday, which was her first win at Randwick, oddly enough. And she'd never won in Randwick before, which is crazy. but another Group 1 win. She's just killing it at the moment. All right. So we're going for Jamie Carr here. Drop questions in the chat, guys, if you have them, and we'll answer them as we go along. Is there anyone out there who follows horse racing in real life as well? So this is the owner of Steph Curry. Range from 426 to 575. That is epic. How many races has that horse run? Nah, I don't have any tips. It's glitchy for me a lot as well, man. It's just luck, I think, if it's good or bad at the time. So there's yeah, it's a bit of a lucky thing. Let's answer this question once Jamie Carr gets up and steals this win in the last 100 meters like she does in real life. Go on, Jamie. Scream that a few times at the pub. No dice. Hey, so yeah, look, be careful with the information out there. People obviously taking in information and then sort of reinterpreting it and spitting it back out. So the visualization in the 3D absolutely means something. It isn't is it's not perfect. So what happens is when a race is filled, um, it spits out 10,000 simulations of that race running. And then of those 10,000 simulations, it picks one of those simulations to be essentially the race. So just because you're the favorite doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to win the race. That's how it's quite fair in that. But what the 3D actually does is it tries to go along with that simulation as much as possible, and that's why sometimes it the race results might swap around if it's a super close race, and we're talking within thousandths of a second. They tend to swap around, or even hundredths of a second, but it is still absolutely a viable place to get information on your horse as to how it runs. Yeah, I hope that's helped answer the question. Sort of, it's not the actual race, but it's the simulation as close to as possible. So, Grand Ducky again. How many races has it had? 8 races so far. No, keep going. If you've got a horse that is pulling 4.5 to $6 odds, race it as much as possible. I'm probably, like I said, a little bit the reason for why this whole thing of stop racing your horses. If the only reason you'd ever stop racing your horses is if your odds blow out to 12s and 13s, or if you jump up a class and that's the reason for odds blowing out and all these things. If you were pulling $5 and $6 odds, race that thing as much as possible. Yeah, like you got to find its distance and just race the absolute tits off it. Like, yeah. Please race your horses. Yeah, Chili brother, there's a few out there who don't. If you haven't already, jump on my website, head to the tab called cheap bred horses, and we'll try and get you a horse as soon as possible to get out there racing and go from there. Otherwise, jump on Matic, Matic Open Sea. And that's another place. Grand Ducky just keeps coming last. He's trying to class down or something. Hopefully it's a carrier because it's not doing much in terms of racing at the moment. Frustrating. I've got some sporadic races coming up. If you guys got some races coming up, drop them in the chat. And we'll watch them with you guys. Ducky Hilton. They wouldn't let me get Paris Hilton. I'm assuming the word Paris was actually sort of banned. They sort of have these words that they just ban in the system, and I think Paris is one of them. I don't know if that was something that they meant to do or not, but Ducky Hilton, obviously a Ducky Malin offspring. I think she's 3rd or 4th generation. Might have lost out on the gene pool on that one. 18s. So I have to consider seriously if I want to keep doing this. Let's see when what this race is doing. I'm happy to watch someone else's race. This doesn't look like it's going to be that great. It's in 3 minutes. We'll watch this race and then we'll bring this race up here. I saw Paris Hilton with maybe they blocked out the whole word Paris Hilton, and that's why I couldn't do it, because I couldn't figure out why they would let me do Ducky Hilton but not Paris Hilton. Yeah, there's some fun things that you can do at the exclamation marks. Obviously, I've got my Atari with the same thing. So free class 2 up, jump in there. Yeah, I'll be way too slow to get that going. It's good to know that that's your horse, though. I saw that Paris Hilton get bred in the roster. Good name. Yeah, I reckon that's true as well. That's why I was trying to get it. That's why I was trying to snag it. I wanted to get it for myself, sell it to her. That'd have been so cool. Sell Paris Hilton a horse. But I mean, Ducky Hilton, right? I should probably stop racing this horse and just sell it to her, or at least get her to win. Oh, it's coming. This is a long, odd win if I can pull this off. Go, Ducky Hilton. Oh. That is marginal. Look at that time. 9/1000ths of a second. That is frustration. That is, so frustratingly close. Wow. Are they the actual results? I really want to see if that was it. Oh, that sucks. Tell her I've got a horse for her. I've got a horse for her. Ducky Hilton. It just almost won its first race. I'll sell it to her now. I really just want to. I'll even give it to her. I just want to give her a horse. Let's get this race up going in 47 seconds. Shout your Dix Erect is running. Yes. Let's go. I just bred this horse and sold it as part of the cheap bred horses. The Duke Stakes. I'm so glad I'm watching this race. This is one that I really wanted to watch. Oof. 17 odds. Not the end of the world. Not great. There's some Z3s in there. So let's have a look what that does in the classes. And I'll be maybe just going straight to like a 12 or 1400 meter runner for that one. I'm cheering on Dixie Rex. Dixie Rex. I'm not sure if you guys have a race horse in this one as well. Killer Frost. Killer Frost, 2 gates over in gate 4. Hopefully one of these two win. Get some dubs on screen. We'll get your race coming up, Trailblazer. Three minutes. It's loaded. I really hope Dixie Rec got this. Shout out to the new owner. Top Shots Wiki for this one. She made a funny when the racing went down and she thought someone jacked her horse. It was a good one. Dixie Rec got jacked off. I liked it anyway. So Killer Frost is up there. 700 meters left to run. I'm not a race caller, so don't expect me to be calling these races. Yeah, I think you're broken too soon as well, man. Personally. Dixie Wrecked is just sort of hovering around as one paced. That's why I think it probably needs shorter. Just doesn't seem to have that burst of speed at all throughout this race. Cafe broke weirdly from like 3rd or 4th with a couple of hundred to go. You don't see that often. Picks up the Griffey win, Cafe. Well done. Keep dropping questions in the chat, guys, if you have anything. Do I ever throw a horse in a much higher class to see how it would do? Absolutely not. Yeah. I think they need to do something about that. I think that if you want to put your horse in a higher class and it ends up winning, then you should just automatically go to that class, because I just don't like it that much, to be honest. I like to race in my classes. It's just a vape. Yeah. It's nothing bad. Something to keep the stress levels down. You guys stress me out with all of your messages. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't know. I like to race my horses in their class. The only one that I'll sort of just keep running in class 1 is Ducky Malin, and she jumps down to class 2 sometimes. I think she's in class 2 at the moment. She might have picked up a win and gone back up, but I'm not saying don't do it. I just think that there should be some sort of penalty that if you've got a horse good enough in class 3 that you put into class 1 and it picks up a win up there, then you should go to class 1. Like, that's how it is in real life. I don't understand why it wouldn't be in this system. If you can show that you can win up there, then you should just go straight up. That's just my opinion. I'm going to get to this question in a second. I'm just trying to read it and unpack it. Yeah, let's answer that one in a second. We'll answer it while we're going. Here's an idea. Drop your best horses in chat. Let's go. Drop your best horses in chat. Show them off. I want to see horse name. I want to see link. I want to see how many races it's had and its win rate. So to answer this question while we watch this race, 70 races, never had $10 plus odds, winning 20%, placing 20%, Weird thing, in spite of being a favorite, your favorite comes in bottom three very high percent of the time. Yeah, mate. Look, that's just like Ducky Mellon. She's a first or last horse. I don't want to read too much into that as well. If you're winning 20%, placing 20%, that's great, especially for 70 races. Odds are great. Just keep racing it. There's nothing wrong with coming last. Like, there's also nothing wrong with like losing races. You can't expect to win them all. And if you're winning 1 in 5, that's a highly profitable horse if they're all paid races. Keep running it. You know, Ducky Mellon went on a 50 race losing streak, and I just kept running her. So you've got to sort of trust the data. If the odds aren't changing, you know, you may go through 20 races. The Vanilla Bean, there it is. Great win there. I just saw before Vanilla Bean in the chat. Is that your horse? Is that your horse, Trailblazer? Don't expect to win every single race. It's really important. Like, you can't get caught up on trying to win every single race. Trust the data. If you're getting good odds, just keep running it. It'll happen. You know, they go through ups and downs. Nobody's close. What a great name for that. Z10 Buterin. Wow. Whoever owns that horse, get in touch. I want to breed with it. Definitely get in touch. I've got some horses that I could breed with that. Jamie Carr, let's see if she can do better over 1200. Didn't she run 1200 last time? What have I done? Stuffed it up. Let's give some highlights to this. The Contagious. I do know this horse. Awesome horse, man. Congratulations. 2 mins. All right. Let's get it up. Dazed and Confused. That's a great name. Dazed and Confused. That is honestly an epic name. We're an overperformer in there. Nah, exclusives are better than elites, guys. Only in terms of like rarity. They're not necessarily better runners, or you know, I think they're better breeders, definitely, but I don't think they're better runners. I think that elites are the future of the game in terms of running. So Tanqueray and Des Offspring, that is epic. What are the odds on this thing? Caracas Cup. I'm a terrible reader as well. If I say something wrong, don't laugh at me. Like Tennessee the other day on Pony Club, Pony Plug, for those that were tuning in. I don't know how I read tenacity as Tennessee. Terrible. All right, before this race runs, I'm going to run off to the toilet quickly. I'm going to mute my mic. All right, we're going for Desden Confused here in gate 1. $9 odds. Looks good. Great positioning. This looks good, man. Do you know much about the preferred distance? Is this where it needs to be? It's dropping back. If it's got some speed, it's definitely winnable from there. 10% win rate. Oh, it doesn't have enough speed. Sorry, man. Not a great deal. Like, I've only really been focusing on coat color since it's sort of gotten more popular, because that's what the community's sort of been focusing on a little bit as well. But I'm after races. I don't really care what color it is, to be honest. I just want the best racehorse on the track. So coat color doesn't have anything to do with that. I know that there's stuff out there saying that, it potentially could, and there's some data whizzes looking into it. I'm a bit of a believer in data for the sake of data can be damaging or scary. If you look into those things and you find something, there may be something there, or it may just be a complete coincidence as well. So, but yeah, I'm focused on finding races over a certain color. But having said that, I'm trying to breed a super rare coat color into my Ducky Malin as well for the offspring, just because I know it's going to be super valuable as a collector's item and as a racer. So I do hold some value there, but it always starts with racing over Ducky Malin for sure. Are you serious? What a silly question. Ducky Melon's about as sexy as they come. Where is that horse? Where is she? Look at this thing. It's amazing how much value we hold on this digital racehorse. I mean, listen, I understand the NFT space. I'm trying to do something cool with some NFT art with her. Like, she is, yeah, she's something special. I love the way the light just like glistens off these polygons. Is that what they're called? Polygons? Yeah. 52 seconds to the race. All right, who are we going for in this race? Where's the link gone? Horse name is Triple Red in gate 12. That's who we're going for here. Hopefully get some wins live on stream for you guys. What are the odds? The infamous odds. $5.60. I like it. I like it. Let's get When Pony Racing a win. Let's get it. I love my Zabos, man. Trailblazer, I absolutely love Zabos. I think they have more potential to be the best in the game than Nax. Again, my opinion, but I'm going to, if I look at my own stable, my Zabos are better than my Nax. Let's get a bit of a better view here for this race, gate 12. It's a legendary. Cool name. I like that. 8. So you got some awesome odds in this race. Why'd you call it Oh no, it's someone else. Don't worry, it's not an overperformer. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Zabos. Like it's there's something about them that just I think that they hold if you've got a great Zabo, I think that they hold something in the game in the future because everyone's obviously trying to breed Knacks, and I get it. You know, they're the one that everyone loves for obvious reasons. They're the most valuable in that sense. But I think if you hold the best Zabo bloodline that you can breed into these Knacks, that's where it's going to be at. This is a close race. One of those frustrating things when you have a 5-1 horse and you come in ninth. Sorry, man. I really thought we are going to get you the dub there. Really thought we did. Coming back to, she's still running. Still running. She's got a good jumping action. I like it. See how they change their stride after they jump? Did you notice that? That's what happens in real life. Let's just watch that again for a second. See that stride she's got? And then, oh no. Yeah, she's changed her stride a little bit. She's a bit more up and down in her action as opposed to sort of head down. I've never noticed that before. I don't know if we're onto something there with the hurdle races that are coming. I'm bringing your race up right now. 1 minute. Who are we going for? Who are we going for, Grizzly? Mine soon. I'm creating something cool for you guys. I can't wait till it drops. Definitely make sure that you are subscribed to my website because you will get access to it first. Yeah. We're going for Soprano. Oh, of course. Pony Soprano's running again. What are the odds in the World Cup coming up? $8.77. All right, we're going to get this dub on screen. Let's do it. I've got about half an hour left, guys. Drop questions if you want. Drop race links. We're just going to have a bit of a chill out. I think it's important. This is what Zed's all about, having a bit of fun as well as learning. I'm going to try and get a couple of hours of this out every single day for you guys. So make sure you subscribe to YouTube or followed on Twitch to get notified when we're going live. I'll try and mix up the times for you guys as well. You know, I know that it's different times all over the world. So I'll try and do some early in the morning. I'll try to do some late at night in the middle of the afternoon. And I'll set up a bit of a stream schedule as well around the pony plug. We're just trying to figure out what that looks like as well. So we're not doing it at the same time for those who are following that stream, which is a lot of fun. Pony Soprano. This is going to become a bit of a stream favorite. I like this horse. I like the maple syrup. I love that color, that violet, electric violet. Oh, when's that race, Trailblazer? I'll have a look and see where it's at after this. I've got to figure out this stream. I've got to spend some time and effort into this stream for you guys. Put some music on in the background. I'm sure it's just dull sitting there when I'm not talking. We're going to have a race caller. Good man. I'll load this up. 21 seconds. Got it ready to go. We'll watch the end of this race, then we'll jump straight in. Come on, Soprano. Have a kick. One paste. I love the way you put that. We're going to jump this off quickly. I'm going to bring this up. The way you phrased, let me bang so seductive. Have a chat, man. We'll have a chat. I'm keeping those so seductives and the Ducky Melon Breathless Edge pretty close at the moment, to be completely honest, mate, because I'm doing something special there. But we'll have a chat. I'm not saying it's a no, but it's maybe a no right now until I figure out or I get where I need to be. Come on, Ducky. Who's your horse in this? Trailblazer. Ducky one paste. Team Lucky. Lucky Jack's horse. Looks like I might take this one out. Automatic Creative. You're coming home strong. You beat me. Good enough for fifth. Just outside the point game. Was that Team Lucky that just got that? Is that Poseidon's or is that Lucky Jack's? I think that's Lucky Jack's one. Yeah. Billions third. What were the odds for that horse? Do you know? Because I mean, you beat some good horses in there. As they say, there's no, you didn't beat them unless you won the race, though. Silly Samwise almost got there. That was close. That's not bad if you're going up. Oh, is it? Yeah, cool. Jump on that for sure. So the farmer data tool is updated. If you're itching for some data, there's a heaps of data tools being created at the moment, which is great. It's just going to make racing that much easier in terms of trying to find the right racetrack, right race to put your racehorse in. We'll get there. Notorious B.I.G. is a donkey. Bugger. Yeah, see, like this here. So if you've got a horse that's stuck in class 1 but just can't pick up wins or doesn't seem to be pulling odds, and that's when I would consider putting it on ice and maybe waiting for the new class system or putting it into breeding and trying some different other things. I mean, look, 14s aren't bad. They're just class 1 is super competitive at the moment, like so competitive that 14s and 15s is probably a really good horse, but you're just coming up against these elite horses. Really frustrating. We just missed Triple Red's win. Sorry, dude. I just saw that late. We could have got Triple Red on stream winning, and I missed it. This guy right here. I know. I just clicked it and saw the results. I'm furious. Sorry, man. That sucks. Hopefully we get one of you guys a win on stream before we wrap up in 15, 20 minutes. Keep dropping those links and we'll keep watching races. I don't know if I've got any races left. Yeah, this is my last race coming up. Oh, there's 2. No, I've got one more after this. Grand Ducky in a 1,000. Keen to see those odds. I don't remember putting that horse in that race. That's odd. So we've got Notorious BIG in this race, 18 to 1, which is trash, in my opinion. Doesn't sort of live up to the standards of my race stable. So do a bit more testing, but that may be going over to the holding barn to see what happens later on. You guys have to have some more questions. The amount of questions that I get coming through my Discord and Twitch page, like, I don't know if you're shy to put them in a public forum or what, but there's got to be questions out there. That's what these streams are for, because I just don't have time to answer them one-on-one at the moment. Oh, this is an old horse of mine. I gave this horse away to a who did I give it to? Oh, I think he sold it. Yeah, it's definitely sold it. That's a different laboratory. I gave that horse away, and I thought it was an okay horse, and it turned out to be a really bloody good horse. So be mindful of that. What class are we watching? Class 4. So I'm assuming that's supposed to say, so wait, I read that question 3 times. So these horses, you can put your horse back to back. There's no downtime. Nah, man, you can race these horses as much as you can at the moment. And it's recommended if you've got a good horse that you do before things like fatigue and all of those things come into it. So I'll be racing your horse as much as possible. You can enter 3 paid races and 1 free race at the same time. So then once one of those races runs, you can then enter it again, and you can just keep that cycling through. And, you know, if you space it out well enough, you could probably run that horse every like 10, 15, 20 minutes at the moment. If you've got a good one, definitely do that for sure. His puppy's got ace is going to hold on. This horse is giving me nightmares after I gave it away and how good it's become. Now it looks like Night Queen's coming in to spoil the party. Yeah, class 4 seems to have like so many races, and then all the other ones seem to have less. I couldn't even see any in class 2 when I was trying to look before. All right, let's go. Don't roll it on it. What classes are we watching? Drop some race links. I'm not going to watch this next one. Oh, I know why this is it, because it's a free race. The British Championship. Different theories out there, mate. I'm a big fan of crossbreeding Nakamotos and Zabos. I think that they show a lot of different qualities, the Nakamotos and the Zabos. So I think the future of this game is when you have horses that sort of bring all of the best from each bloodline into each other. There's theories going out that you get stacked Naks and stacked Zabos, and then as you sort of come down to that exclusive level, you might at that point breed them together, so that gives you an elite. And at that point, you look for the best racer. There's heaps of different theories getting thrown out about the best thing to do. I don't know which one the best thing to do is, but I have a couple of stacked Naks, I have a couple of stacked Zabos, I have a couple of crosses. I cross them early, I cross them late, mix it up, have a bit of fun. Night Queen is yours. Congratulations. Great win, man. Glad we got you the dub on stream. Let's have a look at this horse here. Lucky Jack's bred horse gave away on the pony plug. Was that today? I was waking up as that was wrapping up because I think they glitched the racing again at the same time. So aquamarine, so it's a rare coat color. Yeah, man. How many horses did you win today, Doughboy? Yeah. What, did you win one from Lucky Jack and then right? So you won one, okay, on the weekend, and then you won mine today. Showing it's a good horse. It's showing early potential. Z13 exclusive Cirque Marine. Yeah, well done. So just going to answer this one quickly first. So there's no fatigue factor right now. There will be in the future, we're told. And that's more about how quick you race your horse between races, not over its lifetime. That may be something we're still trying to figure out what the best thing to do is. And the reason I say we is because the Z team has been pretty clear on the fact that they're going to look to the community to get feedback and input into how these fatigue factors and all these other things that haven't been thought like sort of designed, I guess is the right word, and how they look. So keep an eye on that one. I think we're 6 months at least away from that happening, so I wouldn't worry about it too much right now. I love racing two horses in the same race if they are both obviously destined or have a chance of winning that race. The reason is because, like I said a couple of times before, don't expect to win every single race. And, you know, if you can have a race where you have a couple of race horses in the same race, one may run good, one may run bad. They both may run bad, they both may run good. But if you look at the equation on the chances of one running good and one running bad, it's actually more than likely going to be in that sort of section. So you can pick up a win with one and then you take your loss in the other. And if you keep going with that, I was picking up a heap of profit when I was doing this really regularly. I was putting sometimes 3 racehorses in the same race. It's going to it's going to hurt your win rate in your stable if you care about that, because you're obviously putting 2 racehorses in to pick up the 1 win. So instead of getting a 12% bump, you get a 6% bump. Instead of getting an 8% bump, you get a 4% bump. Yeah, 1 in 12 is 8%. So just be mindful of that when you're going in. I just saw this. Let's see if I've missed it. I think I missed that race. Sorry, mate. Oh. I'm seeing if there's any questions. I'm just reading through these questions. Got this race coming up in 30 seconds as well. Let's watch Grand Ducky. 1,000-meter sprint in a free race. Hopefully pick up his first win. So how the races work and the distances is they're just on a random cycle. So as one race fills or runs, it then just shoots out a random another race in the same class. Coincidence, to be completely honest, more than anything. I don't know if they're more heavily weighted in the middle of the but for the 1,600 to 2,000 meter runners, I do notice that a lot as well, that there's more 1,600 meters and 1,800 meter races than anything else out there. So I don't know if there's a weight on how random it is, but I think it'll be something that I would prefer to just see it tick over. So if a 1,400 meter race got launched in the last one, then, you know, if a race feels it ticks over to a 1,600 meter race, it's probably also because they're so rare that they get filled up so quick. And because there's so many 2,000 meter races, they sort of linger a little bit longer. So there's probably also that factor. Sorry, I can't be more help there. Grand Ducky's going to be good for third here, I reckon. Maybe second. I think we got second. That's good to add to the stats. Yeah, I hope I answered that question in the back there. But they definitely do put more out, I think. Coincidentally. I don't know if it's a coincidence or it's random or what. What we've been told is it's completely random. So that's what I go off. But as I said, if there's more, if those 1,000 meter sprints get filled up quicker, that could be also why you're seeing them in there a lot more, because they just take longer to fill. We've got a C1 coming up in 14 minutes. I'm in that race as well. Silly Samwise. All right, we're going to call that the last race because I've got to go pick up my dogs from grooming. I've got a Normo in there. Samwise. Silly Samwise. I see we've got Dazed and Confused in there as well if you're still in the stream. Norseback, Trailblazer Racing. So let's sort of have a countdown to this race, and we'll answer some questions between now and then we'll wrap it up for the day, the night. So I like this question. Whilst the odds aren't necessarily the only thing that matters, they are definitely one of the most important things that matter. You do also need to look at so you use the odds to try and find the best distance or the roundabout best distance. And you'll have these distances for your horse that I don't know if it's an accident or if it's a coincidence or what. But they just don't win, even though they have good odds there. I've got Atari who has like the same odds between 1,600 meters and 2,000 meters, holds the track record for 1,800 meters, but has only won there a couple of times out of 50 races. So I don't really run Atari at 1,800 meters. I run him where he has the most win rate, which is 1,600 meters and 2,000 meters. And I think his win rate's like 20 to 30% in each of those. Maybe, yeah, probably around that 30% versus something like 10% in the 1,800. So it's very important in determining it, but it's something that you need to dig deeper once you found that roundabout distance, and just focus on where it's winning, where it's placing. Norseback. We wouldn't have odds on that yet, would we? UAE Guineas. I don't think it's going to be in the lineup yet. Nah, we're a few minutes behind. Can't wait to see those odds. Can't wait to beat you. This should be a big race. I actually like this. What a great way to finish it. And we're all close together. Look at that. We've got Silly Samwise. We've got Dazed and Confused. We've got a Normo, Norseback. Anyone else in this race in the chat? I don't know what to call you. Hun? I'm just going to call you Hun. Cheers, Hun. I haven't done many streams just by myself. It's a little bit odd. It's a little bit weird. I hope it hasn't been awkward for you guys. I'm trying to keep it as streamlined as possible for you. No, there's no way. The only way to see the attributes of your horse is to put it in a race. There's theories out there that you can, even from Lucky Jack, that you can sort of start to paint attributes from breeding horses together, but you've got to take into account that you're taking genetics from mum and dad, and we don't know the percentage of what comes from what, and we also don't know if the percentage changes from breed to breed. And that's my theory, is that how much it takes in terms of the genetics from dad, how much it takes in terms of the genetics from mum, will change up and down, left and right, every single time you breed. And I think there's an element of randomness to it, and that's just my theory. So I do believe the only way to see what the attributes are is to get it in a race and get running. Oh, I see Belize is in this race. Are you here, Belize? Where are you? Where you at? You better not be sleeping. What are you doing? That's ridiculous. Daddy racing. I thought that was my horse for a second. I see the D racing. I read half a sentence all the time. That's why you'll always see me miss saying stuff or misspelling stuff. I'm very lazy in my reading. I was like, Doofy Racing, what? Yeah. So listen, in this, it happens. Ducky Mellon gets 12th a lot. Like it comes back. I've said it a few times tonight. Don't expect to win every single race. You're going down a losing formula there. Just because you come last doesn't mean it's a bad horse. If you trust the odds and you trust the data, it will come. The way these odds are generated is that when a race fills, it runs a simulation 10,000 times of that race being run. And then the race that actually happens is one of those 10,000 races. So the good thing of you getting $5.42 odds, that means that you're winning. I don't know. What's the percentage of that? 20%? Yeah, a little bit less than 20% of those races. You just got unlucky that the race that ran happened to be one of the ones that you didn't win. So that's how the odds are explained. But if you're getting 20% of the wins or a little bit less in every single race that you enter, your chances of winning over a long period of time are greater. So don't focus on one race. You got to sort of get out of that that mindset, I guess, of winning every single race and focus on the big picture. I hope you win, Doughboy. For people who want to watch along at home, I'm just going to have this race going. We've got some odds. This looks like a good race, and then we'll cut it for the night. Call me Hunter. Are you in this race? Is that what you were saying? I'm a little bit behind. Nah. Thought you were in this race. Bugger. Oh, here we go. We've got calls. Hey, let's all right, everyone in the chat who's left. We've obviously had a few people drop off. As I said, we're dropping the stream soon. Let's get your predictions on this race before we get to the odds. So this is your chance to throw out a prediction of this race. We've got Centurion in gate 1, horse of a different color, gate 2. I'm not going to read them all out. You guys can read. What do you mean Steph odds are ridiculous? It's scaring me. What class is Steph Curry in at the moment? Silly Samwise taking it home. We've got Norse back. Let's go Silly. We've got a gate 2 out there. Silly Samwise seems to be the favorite. Nope, not doing it. I'm not a race caller. Yeah, like Zook, where you at? If you're in the chat, let me know. Let's get you up here. Call this last race. He normally comes in, flies in at the last second to call the race. I don't think he's here. Who's our baby together? Drop the name and drop the chat. Drop the link. Here we go. Here's someone that we haven't had before. Resource Monarchy. Is that your horse? Going for the Z1. Not a bad strategy with 17 wins. Never bet against the Rock. That's a big call. We've got a class 3, and I didn't realize Silly Samwise was a class 3 as well. And Desden Confused is a class 4. You guys are crazy whacking him into class 1s. It's already so competitive. Try pick up your wins down in your classes. Samwise is goated. Who goated him? I haven't seen that. Do you have a value? Do you value Genesis horse with worse odds more than? Absolutely not. Nah, no way. If that legendary horse comes with great breeding and it's getting better odds than the Genesis horse, you got to remember, guys, I'm a racer and I'm a breeder. So the most important thing to me is how well it races. I don't care if it's a Nakamoto. I don't care if it's a Sabo. I don't care if it's a legendary. I care if it's an elite because you sort of lost its breedability a little bit. I think after that, there's not enough research into how good you can get a horse as a cross or a pacer. But I would absolutely value a legendary horse with good breeding over a Genesis horse, because you've got to remember as well, if you're in a legendary, you've got two Genesis genes into that horse. So makes sense that it should be worth more as well. I know that the Genesis, they're rare and there's 38,000, but you guys are thinking NFT, arts, and one of ones and all these other things. It doesn't matter how. This is something that we say in real life with a horse. The horse doesn't know how much it cost. The horse doesn't know what its odds are. The horse that you're racing doesn't know if it's a rare or a super rare coat or all these other things. It's just got racing genetics, and that's what I'm after. I'm after those racing genes. So that's how I look at it in this platform as well. There it is. Super sexy beast. Capable of world domination. That is a huge call. I would like to know where you're getting this world domination from. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to call you out like that. But we've got a Z11 Finney exclusive with 0.1 ETH wins and the 7% win rate, and it is going for world domination. I love it. If that's not... Oh, right. You meant the actor. Okay. We'll pedal out of that. We'll pedal out. Your cult doesn't know his name is Ladybug. Exactly. When I was naming all of these bred horses, there were some names that I definitely should have put to men, some that I should have put to females, but I was just naming them weird ones and just going for it. I think that's one of those as well. Ladybug for a guy. I love it. Ladybugs are guys though. Look at Bug's Life. That's a guy, isn't it? That's a ladybug. Someone named their female horse Snow King. All right. Hey, this is the world we live in now, isn't it? What's it called? Gender neutral. Maybe that female horse identifies as a male horse. I don't know. Maybe it wants to be a Snow King. Each to their own. Horses can do whatever they want. Let the horses choose their own genders. Oh God. Lowers the value. Do you mean that it lowers the value if you've got like a male horse with the female name? Is that what you mean? I don't know if it lowers their value a great deal. If you've got a cool name, you've got a cool name. I reckon people are most likely just wanting to get a really cool name. We've got to look at the odds on this actually. And that they just don't have the ability to breed a heap, and so they just whack it on any horse. All right, let's have a look at these odds. Oh, Enormo pulls enormous odds in this race. Gets the favorite. Get that up here. Silly Samwise, though. Good odds. There's only 3 of us under the 10s. Chester. No one called Chester. Metaverse Racing. I like that name as a stable. Desd and Confused. That's a little bit over. So I thought that was better odds last time. It's a little bit overs from this last start. This is a class 1. This is a big one. We're going for Enormo with the enormous win. Did you just get the odds then next? Here they are again, quickly. Resource Monarchy, 1154. The Rock, 1835, going for world domination. Let's do it. The bounty is 0.14 Ethereum, there and thereabouts. I would like to see some bigger pools. I want $1,000 pool. I want a $1,500 pool. Zed, if you're listening, let's get a $1,500 pool out there. Let's go racing for some big bucks. We used to do it all the time. So we're going. So Norseback, Enormo, Desden Confused, and Silly Samwise are all in the chat. I couldn't remember if Resource Monarchy was just a pick or if they're also in the chat. Yeah, let's get a 1 ether out there. I definitely want to see a 1 ether race. Customs are going to be huge for that. If anyone out there from Zed is listening, let's get a 1 ETH race. And maybe like a half ETH race for class 2. I'd like to see some of these prize pools locked into the ETH value as well as the USD value. Oh, I know we're linked to the USD value right now, but let's get some of those locked to the ETH value as well. Enormo's gone off the screen, so I don't know how this thing's going. 500 left. Chester's out in front. That had some decent odds. Enormo might be looking like it's going to come 12th for us on stream. Here comes Samwise, the people's favorite. Where's my horse? All right, well, I'm doing nothing. Silly Samwise. Oh, the silly's got it. The chat called it. Going against my horse on my own stream and you beat me. That's ridiculous. Well done, Samwise. Well done. He's been goated. All right. I take your word for it now. Well done. GG's. That's an awesome win. Smash the fields as well. And here comes my little horse in last, coming last. Oh, poor Enormo. NX Racers, congrats. All right, I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to pick up my pups. I've gone 10 minutes over. Hopefully they're still open. I'm going to be late to it. So thanks for dropping in, guys. Really appreciate it. Hit subscribe on YouTube. Hit follow on Twitch so you can get notified. I'm going to do streams every single day. I appreciate all of you popping in and sticking around for that chat, Q&A and racing. I'll be back. Make sure to let you guys know when we're doing tomorrow's stream, but I'll see you then. Peace, guys.